Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today, not so much a story, but we're going to go over the 270 map here based upon a variety of different polling as well as aggregates and the betting market, and maybe a little coverage from North Carolina as far as what's going on there. But nonetheless, I have changed some of the battleground and swing states over to toss-up for now as we take a look at some of the aggregates. And I wanted to run it here for a minute or two just because of the way the video selects imaging when I use it on other platforms. But nonetheless, guys, we're going to start it off here from RCP, the aggregate, probably one of the best indicators overall as to where we are as they take samples from hundreds of different pollings and not just from selected ones. And we can see right now in the national, Trump is up by 0.4, which is rather impressive, but not unusual because I think all the energy, all the motivation, the excitement, everything is definitely behind Trump. And of course, we also have to take into consideration the oversampling and undersampling of both parties. So we'll just kind of work from what we have and just, and I'll add some analysis maybe in some opinion in there. But right now we're showing Donald Trump at 48.5 and Harris at 48.1, essentially neck and neck, which is kind of, for me, you guys know I'm not a big polling person because when it comes to people and their privacy, once they're in that polling station, once they're at that, voting machine or mail-in ballot or whatever, they know that the world is not looking at them. They're not, no one's talking to them. And then they're going to vote what they think is going to be best for them. And oftentimes, in polling, the Democrats do like showing the candidate, their Democrat candidate, in the lead because their perception is that undecided voters who are, obviously are indecisive will often go with what they perceive as being popular. So right now in the national, it is still showing that Donald Trump is at 4.4%. And in the betting odds, Donald Trump has completely run away with it. I mean, it's absolutely extraordinary. Now, of course, I like the betting markets because this is in real time. So every 60 seconds, these are updated. And as we can see here, let me bring this down a little bit more so you guys see it a little bit better. It's just kind of hard for me to, there we go. It's lined up there. So as of today, which is Tuesday, October the 29th, 7 days out from the election. Stay there. Come on. We can see that Trump is at 62.8 and Harris is at 36. And I like the betting markets because, as we say here, this is where the money meets the road. I know that's not the correct expression, but, money talks, right? And BS walks. And so this is where people are willing to bet their money. And we go over here to the poly market and we see the same thing with poly market. It's 6.66, which is an interesting number, is it not? Obviously, the betting market showing Trump at 66.5 and Kamala at 33.5. However, when we look at Nate Silver, or formerly Nate Silver's 538, we're seeing that in the national, Harris is at 48.1 and Trump is at 46.6. And so you have to kind of take these pollings with a grain of salt and remember that in 2016 and 2020, of course, naturally, the polls are never like 100% accurate. So all these are within the margin of error. So we're going to just kind of base it on all of that. So we're going to go back and look at the current polling from RCP down here in the swing states and battleground states. We see Pennsylvania is, Trump is at 0.4 in Pennsylvania. So I'm trying to keep you guys from getting nauseous here. And I'm going to be flipping back and forth. So just so you guys know. So in Pennsylvania, it's looking like it's going Trump. So we're going to just go ahead and put it on lean for the moment to hold it in place. Now, I found this kind of fascinating that they have Harris up by 0.3 in Michigan, which is kind of interesting. But the thing is, Trump doesn't need any of Trump would just need one of the Rust Belt states. But we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and lean this towards Kamala. We'll lean it towards Kamala, and that's going to put her at 240 and Trump at 239. So we got those two particular ones, or Michigan at least, kind of there on the board. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it to her. I don't see it happening, honestly, across what I'm seeing in the betting markets and others. I don't see it, but we're just going to leave it right there for now, just to kind of just keep it as balanced as possible. So we're now at 240 for Harris and 239 for Republican or for Trump. But the thing is, everything else is all Trump. As we can see here, North Carolina, we got Georgia here in my state. We got Arizona. We got Nevada. So even if we just go here and convert it to lean, right? What was Wisconsin? Did we see what Wisconsin was? Wisconsin, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to lean it. We're going to lean for Trump in Wisconsin, and we're going to lean for him in Pennsylvania. Georgia here is, I mean, he is doing so amazing here in Georgia. What is Georgia, like 2.3? I'm going to just go ahead and call it, you know, for Trump in Georgia. So it's going to put him at 265. Same in North Carolina. Now, we got a little bit of controversy going on there with Mark Robinson, the lieutenant governor, running there. Of course, he's got some controversial things going around him. He's 56 years old. And as we can see here, New York governor race, Stein keeps polling spot, and GOP leader sticks with Robinson. So the GOP is kind of just hanging out there with Robinson for now. But as far as just the general impression, we have Trump at 0.9, potentially even higher. But we'll go ahead and just for the sake of right now, I'm going to go ahead and do a lean for Trump. That's going to put him at 281. So he's already got it at this point. And we're not even talking about Nevada and Arizona yet. But I still think in my heart of hearts that Trump will win Michigan, because typically the Rust Belt, they all go in the same direction. There's even talk of a potential, you know, I mean, it's just so narrow in Minnesota, which is funny because that's Tim Walz's state. But we'll keep an eye on it. But I think in the evening, I think the night of the election, I think Trump, it will go for Trump in Michigan as well. But we'll just leave it there. And then Virginia, I didn't see Virginia on here. No, I didn't see Virginia on here. But I'm hearing that it's probably more leaning Harris. I could, of course, go looking through here and find it. But we're going to say here, let's see, go to battleground states. And let's look at Virginia real quick. Okay, so it's Harris. So we'll go ahead and give her the benefit of the doubt, and we'll just leave it on Virginia for Harris for now. Then we'll go back to our polling here. And then so that's going to leave us with Nevada and Arizona, which I am going to mark as leaning Republican. Now I'm saying leaning, not winning, leaning. So that's going to put Trump at 298 versus Kamala's 240. So Kamala's path to victory is very, 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 it's a Hail Mary for her. She would have to win all 3 Rust Belt states and I think one more state. But if we look at it from this perspective, so let's go ahead and just lean Michigan to Trump. That's going to give him 313. But I think at the end of the night, and this is just my opinion, just us just talking, I'm going to go ahead and give it to him in Wisconsin. I'm going to give it to him in Michigan. I'm going to give it to him in Pennsylvania. I'm going to give it to him in North Carolina. Definitely going to give it to him in Florida. We'll go ahead and just do the map red. And then so by the end of the night, we could be looking at Donald Trump at 313, possibly higher. We'll have to see what happens in Virginia. We'll have to see what happens in Michigan. And then, of course, Ohio, I'm going to say it's going to go red. Indiana, also going to go red. So, you know, I just added these in my own self. But just based upon the national averages, based upon the aggregates, based upon the betting markets and everything else, I mean, everything is just so much leaning Trump. I mean, it's not even arguable, regardless of whether you're right or left. It is just so apparent that everything is leaning Trump. Now, in the national, this is interesting because imagine, if you will, Donald Trump winning the Electoral College and then the popular vote. And then, of course, I'm mad at myself right now because I didn't save the article that I was seeing. I can't remember what news agency it was, but it was showing, of course, as many have discussed, that the Republicans taking the House and the Senate. So imagine Donald Trump winning the Electoral College, winning the popular vote, and the Republicans winning the House and the Senate. The left is their minds are going to break. Their minds are going to break. A Trump victory alone at 270 is going to cause their minds to break anyway. But the thought that he would then win the popular vote as well as the Republicans winning the House and the Senate, oh man, go get your groceries, go fill up your car. Pack it in for a couple days, maybe a week. Make sure you're all prepared to just kind of stay home if you're living in any of the blue states, any of the blue cities. If you happen to be in the suburbs or in suburbia there in any of these blue states, man, because boy, they are not going to be happy. That's all I can say. They are not going to be happy. It'll be a great time to be watching MSNBC and CNN and watching their faces melt off. So, but anyway, so. Just based upon what I'm seeing, and of course we can come back and revisit this at another time, but right now everything is just looking Trump's way. Unless something extraordinary happens. I mean, I was thinking at this time that the Establishment Uni-party would have some additional ammo to launch at Trump, as it were. I'm being hyperbolic here, of course, hyperbole. To get Kamala across the line, but people just don't like Kamala. And if you look at her and look at what she's doing, she doesn't look like she really wants the job. It looks like she was kind of forced in there. She was picked as a surrogate, just like Joe Biden was picked as a surrogate, and she just doesn't have the energy, doesn't have the motivation to do it, and is unable to think on her feet, and is one of those individuals that requires a lot of scripting. She likes having her focus groups. And this is the way she's running her campaign. She's running her campaign very similar to the Clintons. And that was very focus group oriented. In other words, we used to say that Clinton would put his finger to the wind and see what direction the wind was blowing, and then he would go in that direction. And that's kind of what Kamala does. She's much better when she's scripted. She's much better when she has a plan and an outline and her Venn diagrams and all that sort of stuff. But I welcome all your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comment section from your area of the states, or maybe even your area of the world. Your thoughts, your opinions on what could potentially happen on election night. And it should be election day, not election days or election week or election month. But it's looking so good for Trump. But I welcome all your guys' thoughts and opinions down in the comment section, of course. All you guys across NewTek, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. Things are going really well there at Rumble. So thank you guys on Rumble. A lot. Thank you guys on Rumble. A lot of that I think has to do with MeWe, as well as on Truth Social. You guys didn't know, of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. You can follow me there because I post daily on those, typically daily, but I am engaged on those daily. And, of course, everyone here on YouTube, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing 2024. I'm looking forward to next week, and for the next couple of days, we'll continue to keep our eye on all of this. So appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. Should be about right in here. You guys can click on that to subscribe to the channel, as well as click notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I will see all you guys in the next video.